First Chronicles 6 from the Net Bible. Levi's descendants. The sons of Levi: Gershon, Kohath and Merari. The sons of Kohath: Amram, Izhar, Hebron and Uzziel. The children of Amram: Aaron, Moses and Miriam. The sons of Aaron: Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. Eleazar was the father of Phinehas, and Phinehas was the father of Abishua. Abishua was the father of Bukki, and Bukki was the father of Uzzi. Uzzi was the father of Zerahiah, and Zerahiah was the father of Meraioth. Meraioth was the father of Amariah, and Amariah was the father of Ahitub. Ahitub was the father of Zadok, and Zadok was the father of Ahimaaz. Ahimaaz was the father of Azariah, and Azariah was the father of Johanan. Johanan was the father of Azariah, who served as a priest in the temple Solomon built in Jerusalem. Azariah was the father of Amariah, and Amariah was the father of Ahitub. Ahitub was the father of Zadok, and Zadok was the father of Shallum. Shallum was the father of Hilkiah, and Hilkiah was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Sariah, and Sariah was the father of Jehozadak. Jehozadak went into exile when the Lord sent the people of Judah and Jerusalem into exile by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar. The sons of Levi: Gershom, Kohath and Merari. These are the names of the sons of Gershom: Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath: Amram, Izhar, Hebron and Uzziel. The sons of Merari: Mahli and Mushi. These are the clans of the Levites by their families. To Gershom, his son Libni, his son Jahath, his son Zimar, his son Zoar, his son Iddo, his son Zerah, and his son Jeatherai. The sons of Kohath: his son Aminadab, his son Korah, his son Asiah, his son Elkanah, his son Ebiasaph, his son Asiah, his son Tahath, his son Uriel, his son Uzziah, and his son Shaul. The sons of Elkanah: Amasai, Ahimoth, his son Elkanah, his son Zophai, his son Nahath, his son Eliab, his son Jeroham, and his son Elkanah. The sons of Samuel: Joel the firstborn, and Abijah the second oldest. The descendants of Merari: Mahli, his son Libni, his son Shimei, his son Uzzah, his son Shimeah, his son Haggiah, and his son Asaiah. Professional musicians. These are the men David put in charge of music in the Lord's sanctuary after the ark was placed there. They performed music before the sanctuary of the meeting tent until Solomon built the Lord's temple in Jerusalem. They carried out their tasks according to regulations. These are the ones who served along with their sons. From the Kohathites: Heman the musician, son of Joel, son of Samuel, son of Elkanah, son of Jeroham, son of Eliel, son of Toar, son of Zuph, son of Elkanah, son of Mahath, son of Amasai, son of Elkanah, son of Joel, son of Azariah, son of Zephaniah, son of Tahath, son of Asiah, son of Ebiasaph, son of Korah, son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, son of Israel. Serving beside him was his fellow Levite Asaph, son of Berechiah, son of Shemaiah, son of Michael, son of Baaseiah, son of Malchijah, son of Ethni, son of Zerah, son of Adiah, son of Ethan, son of Zimmar, son of Shimei, son of Jahath, son of Gershom, son of Levi. Serving beside them were their fellow Levites, the descendants of Merari, led by Ethan, son of Kishai, son of Abdi, son of Maluk, son of Hashabiah, son of Amaziah, son of Hilkiah, son of Amzi, son of Barni, son of Shema, son of Mali, son of Mushi, son of Merari, son of Levi. The rest of their fellow Levites were assigned to perform the remaining tasks at God's sanctuary. But Aaron and his descendants offered sacrifices on the altar for burnt offerings and on the altar for incense, as they had been assigned to do in the most holy sanctuary. They made atonement for Israel, just as God's servant Moses had ordered. These were the descendants of Aaron: his son Eleazar, his son Phinehas, his son Abishua, his son Bukai, his son Uzzi, his son Zerahiah, his son Merioth, his son Amariah, his son Ahitub, his son Zadok, and his son Ahimaaz. These were the areas where Aaron's descendants lived. The following belonged to the Kohathite clan, for they received the first allotment. They were allotted Hebron in the territory of Judah, as well as its surrounding pasture lands. But the city's land and nearby towns were allotted to Caleb, son of Jephunneh. The descendants of Aaron were also allotted as cities of refuge Hebron, Libnah and its pasture lands, Jattir, Eshtemoa and its pasture lands, Heles and its pasture lands, Debir and its pasture lands, Ashan and its pasture lands, and Beth Shemesh and its pasture lands. Within the territory of the tribe of Benjamin, they were allotted Geba and its pasture lands, Alimeth and its pasture lands, and Anathoth and its pasture lands. Their clans were allotted 13 cities in all. The rest of Kohath's descendants were allotted 10 cities in the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh. The clans of Gershom's descendants received 13 cities within the territory of the tribes of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali and Manasseh in Bashan. The clans of Merari's descendants were allotted 12 cities within the territory of the tribes of Reuben, Gad and Zebulun. So the Israelites gave to the Levites these cities and their pasture lands. They allotted these previously named cities from the territory of the tribes of Judah, Simeon and Benjamin. The clans of Kohath's descendants also received territory within the tribe of Ephraim. They were allotted as cities of refuge Shechem and its pasture lands in the hill country of Ephraim, Gezer and its pasture lands, Jokmeam and its pasture lands, Beth Horon and its pasture lands, Ajalon and its pasture lands, and Gath Rimmon and its pasture lands. Within the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh, the rest of Kohath's descendants received Aner and its pasture lands, and Bileam and its pasture lands. The following belonged to Gershom's descendants. Within the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Golan in Bashan and its pasture lands, and Ashtaroth and its pasture lands. Within the territory of the tribe of Issachar, Kedesh and its pasture lands, Daberath and its pasture lands, Ramoth and its pasture lands, and Anem and its pasture lands. Within the territory of the tribe of Asher, Mashal and its pasture lands, Abdon and its pasture lands, Hukok and its pasture lands, and Rehob and its pasture lands. Within the territory of the tribe of Naphtali, Kedesh in Galilee and its pasture lands, Hammon and its pasture lands, and Kiriathaim and its pasture lands. The following belonged to the rest of Merari's descendants. Within the territory of the tribe of Zebulun, Rimono and its pasture lands, and Tabor and its pasture lands. Within the territory of the tribe of Reuben, across the Jordan River east of Jericho, Bezer in the desert and its pasture lands, Jarzar and its pasture lands, Kedemoth and its pasture lands, and Mephaath and its pasture lands. Within the territory of the tribe of Gad, Ramoth in Gilead and its pasture lands, Mahanaim and its pasture lands, Heshbon and its pasture lands, and Jazer and its pasture lands. Ezekiel 19 from the Net Bible. Lament for the princes of Israel. And you, sing a lament for the princes of Israel, and say, What a lioness was your mother among the lions! She lay among young lions. She reared her cubs. She reared one of her cubs. He became a young lion. He learned to tear prey. He devoured people. The nations heard about him. He was trapped in their pit. They brought him with hooks to the land of Egypt. When she realized that she waited in vain, her hope was lost. She took another of her cubs and made him a young lion. He walked about among the lions. He became a young lion. He learned to tear prey. He devoured people. He broke down their strongholds and devastated their cities. The land and everything in it was frightened at the sound of his roaring. The nations, the surrounding regions, attacked him. They threw their net over him. He was caught in their pit. They put him in a collar with hooks. They brought him to the king of Babylon. They brought him to prison so that his voice would not be heard any longer on the mountains of Israel. Your mother was like a vine in your vineyard, planted by water. It was fruitful and full of branches because it was well watered. Its boughs were strong, fit for rulers' scepters. It reached up into the clouds. It stood out because of its height and its many branches. But it was plucked up in anger. It was thrown down to the ground. The east wind dried up its fruit. Its strong branches broke off and withered. A fire consumed them. Now it is planted in the wilderness, in a dry and thirsty land. A fire has gone out from its branch. It has consumed its shoot and its fruit. No strong branch was left in it, nor a scepter to rule. This is a lament song, and has become a lament song. Luke 16 from the Net Bible, the parable of the clever steward. Jesus also said to his disciples, There was a rich man who was informed of accusations that his manager was wasting his assets. So he called the manager in and said to him, What is this I hear about you? Turn in the account of your administration, because you can no longer be my manager. Then the manager said to himself, What should I do? Since my master is taking my position away from me, I am not strong enough to dig, and I am too ashamed to beg. I know what to do, so that when I am put out of management, people will welcome me into their homes. So he contacted his master's debtors one by one. He asked the first, How much do you owe my master? The man replied, 100 measures of olive oil. The manager said to him, Take your bill, sit down quickly and write 50. Then he said to another, And how much do you owe? The second man replied, 100 measures of wheat. The manager said to him, Take your bill and write 80. The master commended the dishonest manager because he acted shrewdly, for the people of this world are more shrewd in dealing with their contemporaries than the people of light. And I tell you, make friends for yourselves by how you use worldly wealth, so that when it runs out, you will be welcomed into the eternal homes. The one who is faithful in a very little is also faithful in much, and the one who is dishonest in a very little is also dishonest in much. If then you haven't been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will entrust you with the true riches? And if you haven't been trustworthy with someone else's property, who will give you your own? No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. More warnings about the Pharisees. The Pharisees, who loved money, heard all this and ridiculed him. But Jesus said to them, "You are the ones who justify yourselves in men's eyes, but God knows your hearts. For what is highly prized among men is utterly detestable in God's sight." The law and the prophets were in force until John. Since then, the good news of the kingdom of God has been proclaimed, and everyone is urged to enter it. But it is easier for heaven and earth to pass away than for one tiny stroke of a letter in the law to become void. Everyone who divorces his wife and marries someone else commits adultery, and the one who marries a woman divorced from her husband commits adultery. The rich man and Lazarus. There was a rich man who dressed in purple and fine linen, and who feasted sumptuously every day. But at his gate lay a poor man named Lazarus, whose body was covered with sores, who longed to eat what fell from the rich man's table. In addition, the dogs came and licked his sores. Now the poor man died and was carried by the angels to Abraham's side. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell, as he was in torment, he looked up and saw Abraham far off with Lazarus at his side. So he called out, "Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, because I am in anguish in this fire." But Abraham said, "Child, remember that in your lifetime you received your good things, and Lazarus likewise bad things. But now he is comforted here, and you are in anguish. Besides all this, a great chasm has been fixed between us, so that those who want to cross over from here to you cannot do so, and no one can cross from there to us." So the rich man said, "Then I beg you, Father, send Lazarus to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers, to warn them so that they don't come into this place of torment." But Abraham said, "They have Moses and the prophets, they must respond to them." Then the rich man said, "No, Father Abraham, but if someone from the dead goes to them, they will repent." He replied to him, "If they do not respond to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced, even if someone rises from the dead."